assistance.
I'm happy to be in this interview as it regards the Golden Jubilee of the trial, which has been so heralded, but particularly because of my principal, my one and only principal, Dr. Chief Y.O. Esombi, Esquire, as he then was. We lost him not quite long towards the Jubilee. And it is a great loss because the Warri Bar Association of Nigeria, they decided to honor them in this their Golden Jubilee, to have spent 50 years in their legal practice. And with that, we are celebrating, which has issued into this interview. I must say that graphically looking into the life of my principal, I being the first junior in that office, the first lawyer who joined in that office immediately I left school. I was called to the bar in 1982, and after serving my youth service, I joined him straight up. Despite the very fact that I've also done my attachment with him from the Supreme Court. I'm saying my principal, very energetic, very strong, very astute, a gentleman, was born in the year 1938, exactly 10th of April, in a small village in eastern local government of Edo State, as it is now. The father went there for greenhouse pastures or the golden place, just like we are celebrating our Golden Jubilee today. The father was in that area a trader. Young boy whom he grew up, attended the school in a place called Ikodua, where the father resided. And from there, he also attended the Catholic school in Ikodua, where he moved again to the CMS school in Warri. That was between 1944 and 1952. For his secondary education, he attended Wardwick in Warri, a very popular school, who held people like the Osawota, who later became a deputy governor in the Bender State as it then was. He attended a school called UCC in its abbreviation, but it was known as United College of Commerce. It was there he got his ROSA and GCE exactly in the year 1957. Chief Esombi, leaving College of Commerce, worked briefly as a staff, a court clerk in the Nigerian judiciary. Then it was known as Midwest region, as it was. And after that, he saw the need, took the interest in legal practice, and went abroad to pursue his dream. He went to London. He proceeded to United Kingdom, which was the craze that time. Most Nigerians, once they could get the GCE certificate, what we call the O-level or the WASC, they want to go to London. He went there, worked briefly, and thereafter enrolled in the University of London, where he bagged his LLB degree. He was there and later called to the Inns of Court. Was later called to the Inns of Court. At that time in London, they called them inner temples. He was later called to the Inns of Court. Thereafter, the war broke out in Nigeria, which held them. The war that broke out in Nigeria at that time later ended in January. In order to keep to seniority quickly, he went on flight and ran to Nigeria to make sure that he was ahead of his colleagues. And this was precisely when the war finished in January. So he came to Nigeria and was thereafter in 1971 called to the Nigerian Bar School. So he took that law school program from that 1970 July that he came to 1971, I was called and registered at the rules of the Nigerian Supreme Court as a time. Why was Esombi? Because he did not quickly tidy up fully to come back. Now went back to London to get ready for his full-blown coming home, which he thereafter did. And it was when he got here, he was homebound, went to Rugun, and after resting for the time, he now came to Warri to start his legal practice career. I must say that young Esombi was a very strong practitioner. His diction was very good and was one of those that was loved in those days because of his good outings in court. He specialized in the areas of land law, family law, and inheritance, and criminal law practice. Esombi, I must tell you, brought us up very well, especially since there was a law there that we must do 5 years pupillage. So from my law school, I took my pupillage with him, chambers attachment with him, and I took my chambers attachment with him, and also came back to join him in the legal practice when I qualified in 1982. I want to tell you that when I was with my principal, the Dr. Young Esombi, he took me patiently. He was a teacher. He took me patiently through legal practice. The Esombi that we're talking about is somebody that will make sure that you burn your candles and always will make you realize that hard work is the only road to success in legal practice. And at times, we slept in the chambers, trying to make sure we work for our clients. That energy, that resourcefulness that was building us, we also used all our lives till we are of this maturity of age. It was a great tutelage to we who are his tutees. And a lot of us who passed through his chambers, we never forget him in all his endeavors. Esombi would want to make you realize the fact that in legal practice, you must be brief in the presentation of your writings, in the presentation of your advocacy, brief and laconic in your expression. Does not believe in verbose, outing. You must not play to the gallery. So we learned him, we studied him, and at the end of the day, all of us who passed through him are doing very well. I in the lead. So I must say that this Golden Jubilee is something that is endeared to our hearts. And we are very happy that your principal amongst three, though about 3 weeks to the time after all arrangements were made, he left us abruptly. May his soul rest in perfect peace. So thank you for having me.